And now more fun and games supplied by Rob Buckman and Celia Hoyles.
Life can be a puzzle, and that's what makes it fun. Apply some mathematics and find out how it's done. The answer's fun and games. The answer's fun and games.
Welcome to Fun and Games. I'll be serving some snacks in the form of puzzles and brain teasers to volunteers from the audience, and with the mathematical gravy from London University, Professor Celia Hoyles. And on to the first puzzle. Now, Pete and Jean, follow me, Jean. This represents the shopping centre at Fun and Gamesville, and it is a town planner's dream. It's got lots of roads, and they're all one way, and they intersect. And what's fabulous for a town planner's shopping centre, there are no shops, and there are no people. So it's easy and simple. The million-dollar question is, can the town bus, represented by Pete, visit each of the 7 bus stops once and only once without breaking the traffic regulations? So what you have to do, Pete and Jean, is to go from stop to stop, leaving a bus stop behind you. Like, I'll give you a quick demonstration here. If you move off the centre one, Pete, as he goes off the pink one, Jean, you put the stand, put the bus stop on the pink one, okay? So then he goes to this yellow one, and then you put the stand on the yellow one. I say, you can come back to the centre now. Now, Pete, what you have to do is visit every stop once and only once, and drop a stop at every single one of the 7 stops, and comply one-way workings all the way. Okay, off you go.
So I've got to stand here?
You've got to stand behind him and put the stops on,
okay then.
Off you go, Pete. Right. He leaves the pink one, Jean puts the stand on the pink one. Right.
And following the regulations, meaning obviously
You've got
following
to
the
go in
arrows.
the direction of the arrows.
Right, Jean, are you...
Okay. 1 minute, yellow. She's done yellow, good. Say what you're doing as you go.
I'm approaching the red spot.
Okay.
So we can only go...
Yeah, well, you're the driver, so you just... I'll put the
you're
stops.
supposed to be telling me.
I'm supposed to be telling you, yeah.
And we can't go back to the centre?
You cannot go back to the centre. Because you've got to stop there already, you see.
I haven't a clue, you know, I don't think I'm driving.
That's it.
Well, is it? Ah, okay. Yeah, are you sort of stuck?
Well, the arrow's pointing this way, and that one's pointing this way.
So you cannot comply one-way workings?
We are stuck.
Celia, can you give them a hint as to how to solve this puzzle?
Well, let's just ask the audience. I wonder if they've got any ideas. Have you, Paul?
No.
None at all? Well, you're still stuck. How about you, Jock? Have you got any ideas?
Start on the orange and go into the centre, perhaps.
Say that again?
Start on the orange and go in towards the centre.
Now, why should he start on the orange?
Because from the orange he can go either way.
Yes.
Well, all 3 ways, in fact.
He can go all 3 ways.
Yeah. But
And what does that mean, though?
he can't actually come towards the orange from anywhere else.
He can't come towards the orange from anywhere else.
Right.
Actually, in fact, if there were 2 points like that orange one, the puzzle would be impossible.
Ah.
Because you can't start at 2 spots at the same time, can
Right.
you? So, driver, there's an idea here from Jock that you should start on the orange because you can't actually get to the orange. And I wonder if you can apply the same sort of logic to the 2 of you to work out where you should end.
Logic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Listen to you.
I give this marriage 20 years at the most.
So shall we proceed to orange?
Proceed to orange, comply one-way workings, that's excellent.
Can you work out where you should finish?
I would have said on the blue. The blue?
On the blue? Pete says start on orange, finish on... Everyone in the audience is saying, start on orange, start on orange. Yeah, wonderful.
Yes, you've got to.
Okay.
You go that way.
Off you go then. Go on, Pete, be brave.
Yes, you've got to.
Okay, Jean says, right, orange. Right, orange, what now?
Well, we can only go...
The audience is saying yellow. Red.
Now where?
Pink. Pink. Green, let's say.
Green, and then to the centre. Green, and then there. Green.
There's 10,000 voices yelling green. If you're wrong, he's going to help you.
And then you've got to go to the centre.
Nick and Isabel, I'd like you to imagine that you are pigeon fanciers and that you've fancied and bred a large number of pigeons like this one. Hello! You know, this one's called Trim Phone. It's actually, this is our own homing pigeon. We have it in case the fax machine breaks down. And now, you've got 16 of these, and only this one has come home. The other 15 are still out on the town, as it were. Okay. Yes.
Naughty pigeons.
Yes, and this one's just put a deposit on a new car. Yes, all right, fair enough, fair enough. Now, there are actually 4 different colours of pigeons. You've got 4 blue ones, you've got 4 pink ones, 4 orange ones, and 4 red ones. And when they come home and they land in their pigeonholes, as it were, pigeonhole, you have to put them in a specific way. You have to put the 16 pigeons in their pigeonholes so that there are no 2 pigeons of the same colour in any row horizontally, in any column vertically, or on any of the 2 big diagonals, this diagonal or that diagonal. So what we want you to do, Mick and Isabel, is to bring the pigeons home one by one, load them up into the pigeonholes so that there are no 2 in the same row horizontally, same column vertically, or on the 2 big diagonals. If you want to start bringing them back, you can bring a few at a time, we don't mind.
Isabel.
Where?
Underneath the blue.
Under the blue?
Yes.
Under the blue.
This one under the red. Oh, to put that one along here, Isabel.
Pink one up beside the
Yeah.
blue. It's fatter, that one.
He's fatter, that one.
That's a blue one. But we can put that
Yeah.
Down
that
there.
one could go, yeah.
that one up there.
Is this sort of just a sort of random display of pigeons, or have you got any...
Random display.
Random display?
Yeah.
Okay, would you like a bit of a hint from the Prof as to some sort of way of reducing the randomness of the system here? Celia, there is a please for a hint.
Yes, well, mathematicians spend a lot of time trying to reduce a complex problem to a simpler one. It sort of makes life a lot easier. The tricky thing is to find a system that doesn't rule out the solution sort of on the way. So I'm going to ask around to see if anybody's got any ideas about how you'd start thinking about that puzzle. Marilyn, have you got any ideas?
I thought Mick started quite well, doing the
Yes.
one of each colour down the side, and then I thought he could possibly, on the next row, make it so that there wasn't a red beside a red or an orange beside an orange, and just work it across.
So trying to sort of go across from column to column.
Yeah.
Let's just get a few more ideas here. Have you got any ideas, Stuart?
Well, I think you should put no 2 colours next to each other, so you should form squares every other one, if you see what I mean.
Yes.
So you have a blue, and then a blue the other one up, and then a blue down there the bottom, the second square up. So you've all squares.
Well, I think that's a really good idea of Stuart's. Let's just go through it again. I'd sort of reduce that problem to the bare minimum. Just look at that blue pigeon you've got in the top left-hand corner. Now, Stuart's idea was to build a little square around that, making sure you follow the rules. So could you take away the other pigeons and just build a little square in the top left-hand corner? Now, if you just look at that in the top left-hand corner, you have solved a simple 2x2 version of your puzzle. Now, I might suggest that it will help you solve the 4x4 version if you complete the diagonal some way.
Nick, you're straight onto it. Yes, go on.
There?
Yeah.
And then that would go in there.
The audience are allowed to shout.
Okay.
Shout. Do it Stuart's way, everyone's shouting. Okay. Blue, say again. Okay,
Top right.
blue top right.
But it's on the same.
That's forbidden. The blue top right is
Can't do
forbidden.
that because it's
Can
the
you put
same
it in down
size.
there?
No.
No, it's the same.
Stuart's
Can
method
you
is
go
to
in a
finish
second?
the square, isn't it?
Yes.
Stuart's method is finish the square.
Blue there.
Right? See how there's a lot of yes, right, good.
That's it.
Now, let's just see where we are. That looks all right, doesn't it? Bottom left pink, somebody says. Is that legit? Yes. Yes. Bottom left pink. Say again, where's the blue? Blue beside the pink, someone says. Orange in the remaining one in this box. You're still all right from the orange point of view. You're all right horizontally.
Yeah.
Okay, the last square. Stuart, I hope you're blushing with pride. What was that top right? Orange top right. So what has to go here? Red has to go there.
That's got to be blue.
That's got to be blue there.
And pink.
That's got to be pink there. Let's check it. All different, all different, all different, all different, all different, all different. And diagonals. Well done, Stuart, Isabel, and Nick. Now, I like to get away for the weekend. So what I do is I come here to the railway station at Fun and Gamesville, and I just catch the first train that arrives. Okay? It's a single line track, so trains either leave to the east or they leave to the west. Now, inside every hour, there is one train leaving to the east and one train leaving to the west. I arrive at the station at absolutely any old time, randomly during the hour. But I've noticed that 9 times out of 10, I end up going on a train to the east. In other words, only 1 time out of 10 do I end up getting on a train that goes to the west. Okay? I told you there's one train, east and west, in each hour. Now, the easterly trains leave on the hour. And here's the puzzle. What time during the hour do the westerly trains leave?
Could you adjust your clocks and try and put the hand at the time when the westerly train leaves? Just have a go. The easterly train goes on the hour, so just move your west hand to when you think. Right. Okay. Stephen, you put the westerly train going at 25 past. Could you just tell me your thinking?
It's a guess.
It's a guess. You have no idea?
No, not really.
Okay. What have you got there, Darren?
I've got it going just past.
How many minutes past? Is it 3?
Yeah, about 3. And then it's got the less chance to get that one.
Less chance. But he's got this tiny little gap here. And which way is he going to go then, if he goes in that little gap there?
If he misses that one,
yes,
he's got to wait for that one.
Right.
But he will get that one eventually. So if he does get there at that time, he'll get that one.
Yes.
And if he misses it, it'll be the next one.
I see what you're saying, but he just turns out any old time. And he doesn't care where whether he's going to go east or west. How many minutes in that gap? Let's just, in that gap you've made there, Darren.
Mm-hmm.
You put it 3, didn't you?
Yeah.
You made 3 minutes in that gap. How many minutes are there all the way around?
60.
60. So, 3 minutes out of 60, he's going to go west, isn't he? Because that's the 3 minute in there, and you've got 60 minutes all around.
Was it west where he only went once?
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
1 time in 10 he goes west.
So that would be it.
Well, 3 minutes in 60, what's that? Hang on. Sorry, let's just come along to Jill. What have you got there?
6 minutes.
Yes.
A tenth of that round there, and it's divided into 10 equal parts.
Yes.
If it's 9/10 is going to catch the east train.
Yes.
1/10 the west train. So if you
Yes.
arrive 6 minutes past, will catch the west.
Yes. Yes. I think your explanation is almost there. How about somebody else? How about here? What have you got? Wendy, what have you got?
I've got 6 minutes.
You've got 6 minutes. You agree with Jill?
That's right.
Could you tell me why?
Well, if he's going to catch lots of east trains, there's got to be a long time for him to catch the east trains in.
That's right.
So the west train's got to come very closely after the east train.
Yes.
And if he's going to catch one west train to 9 east trains,
yes,
that's dividing the whole thing into 10.
Yes.
And as there's 6 lots of 10 minutes and an hour,
yes,
I made it that he was going to come at 6 minutes past the west train.
Well, I think that sounds pretty convincing too. It's very like what you said, Jill. Well, Rob, we seem to have a consensus here of 6 minutes past the hour for the westbound train. Could you just check it for us, please?
Okay, so Jill and Wendy seem to have convinced absolutely everybody of the logic of 6 minutes. We will check the west trains. Leave 6 minutes past the hour. Well done, Jill and Wendy! Now, for my next amazing game or puzzle, I need a volunteer from the audience. Can I volunteer, Jeff and Barbara? Could you kindly volunteer and come on down and help us with this brain teaser? Now, this is the one that the nation have been thinking about all week. What we have is 6 cheerleaders' batons in the shape of 2 triangles. And the puzzle is, can you use these same batons to make exactly 4 triangles, all the same size as these 2 triangles? Have a sort of fiddle around and see what happens. You're dividing for water now, that's good too. Sort of lozenge. Okay, no, what were you going to do there?
I was going to try another one.
Okay, so sort of using one bit between 2. Okay, now what have we got here? There's a Sanskrit letter. Yes. I think actually in Sanskrit you just said something very rude.
It's not rude, no.
No, it's not rude. Okay, so we've got a sort of an open V here. This is really Victoria and Albert kind of idea. It's a logo. Okay, and that, how many triangles? Would you just like to sort of count these 2 triangles?
Can't get me on 2.
Can't really get me on 2, can we? Try something else. Go ahead.
Can they cross over?
Yes. Yes, you definitely can.
Oh.
But it may not help you, but you can. You can. Go on, cross over.
How early to start?
Cross something over. Okay. The letter A.
Hang on.
The mysterious pentangle. This is very pretty.
Equal triangles.
They have got to be all the same size. I will say no more than that. Would you like a hint? Yes. I don't like to see grown men cry. Barbara, they would like a hint. Celia, they'd like a hint, please.
Well, it's interesting that they kept the batons flat on the table all the time in 2 dimensions. Perhaps they need an extra dimension. You know, mathematicians sometimes use dimensions we haven't got to solve problems. So why don't we get a few ideas from here? But don't just think in 2 dimensions. How about you, Denise?
Having said that, it's got to be a wigwam, hasn't it?
It's got to be a wigwam. Can you explain what that will look like?
I'll put them all up together, point it to the top, so you've got all the triangles counted around the outside.
I think that seems a jolly good idea.
Good thinking.
Now we've got 1. and a few extra sticks.
Don't need all those, do we?
Oh.
Ow. Sorry.
Aren't you the guys that designed my rear extension?
Very like it.
Oh, what's going on here?
What?
We're kidding.
There's a lot of... You're kidding us all along. This is
got to lean.
highly promising. Would you like to count the triangles, Jeff? For a 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks to Denise, we got it right. This game is called Odd Wins, and what we have here are 15 bottles of champagne, and we have 2 teams. The women, hooray, hooray, oh, wonderful, wonderful, cheerleaders all, and the men, hooray! Now, you're going to take it in turns to take 1, 2, or 3 bottles of champagne from the central crate here and put them in your home crates here. Blue for the men, red for the women, okay? So each turn you take 1, 2, or 3. But the winning team is the team that ends up with an odd number of champagne bottles in their home crate. Not the largest number, nor even the last bottle, but an odd number in their home crate. Hence the title, Odd Wins, okay? So you take it in turns. You can take 1, 2, or 3 bottles out, and all the bottles have to go. So if there's only 1 bottle left when it's your go, you have to take it. Celia, is there any sort of thoughts before we start off?
Well, all I want to say, actually, is I know one team's going to win. So one team's going to drink the champagne.
Because?
Because if there was an even number of champagne bottles in that crate, then if you split it, you could split it into 2 evens. Okay. So both would lose. Right. Or you could split it into 2 odds, and both would win. But we have an odd number of champagne bottles, so it doesn't matter how you split it, there's going to be 1 even and 1 odd, the winner.
Okay, and I forgot to say, I'm terribly sorry, that the winning team do actually get to drink the 15 bottles of champagne, and the losing team do actually get to pay for it. So, women's team, would you like to start? You can have the first move.
So you start, but you can discuss the move, and when you're ready, we'll vote. Okay? So decide what you want to take. 1, 2, or 3, and we put in your red crate. Okay, are we going to vote now? You don't all have to agree, but are we all voting? Well, the majority is 1, so I will take 1 bottle of champagne and put it in our crate.
Okay, men. There's 1 bottle down, so there's 14 bottles left, and it's our turn.
No, there's 14 left. We kept it until
What do you think, Richard? You're coordinating here. This looks impressive. Okay. Okay, could you show your cards now? The Luxembourg jury a voté de 2 points, 2 bouteilles de champagne. Okay, 2.
Now, what are we going to do now? We can take 1, 2, or 3, and we want to end up with odd.
Keep it odd. So if we get 2.
2.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you all absolutely... Okay.
Very sure.
Okay.
We'll go for 1. One this time.
1.
Just 1.
Make it 3.
It's a good question.
There's quite a lot of votes, but can we have a vote now? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 3. Okie doke, 3.
The women have got 3 in their crate. 1, 2, 3. The men have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've both got odd. And what we're left in the middle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're getting very near the end. What are you saying? That's a wonderful vote for 3, so we shall put 3. Can anybody tell me why you've chosen 3?
Because it leaves 4.
Because it leaves 4.
Leaves 4.
And why is that a good thing?
They can't have any more than 3.
Yes.
They can leave an odd one, won't they?
Why do you want them to leave an odd one, Anne?
Well, then we'll be odd.
They might take 2.
They might take 2, you see.
What do you think, men? This is getting very tense. We'll take. What's going to happen to us if we take 2? Well, there seems to be a very definite vote for 2.
We've got to get some thinking here. We've got the last step.
2.
What do you want to vote?
2.
Right. Actually, could you just explain why you've got 1 there? Why don't you take 2? We want an odd one. That's right. So shall we just take 1? And we've got 7. We've got 7.
Team, we have to take 1. No, we have to.
You've got to take 1.
Very good lateral thinking again. Anything between 2 and 0. But sadly, we have to take the last bottle. We end up with 8. They end up with 7, and they win. She helped them. Well, while the male team drink the cup of defeat to the Lees, let's at least celebrate with some real champagne. We'll see you all next week for more fun and games then. Let's have a drink.
Right.
Well done. You thoroughly deserve it. I'll hold the glasses.
Take care.
Here's one for next week. This huge rock moves on rollers. Each roller is ½ a metre all the way round. When the rock has moved so that each roller has turned 1 revolution, how far has the rock moved? Answer next week.
In fact, Fun and Games will be back in 2 weeks' time.
We'll clear it up for you.